Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Aurora Online Classes. Dear students, today I am with a new lesson for you, and the name of this lesson is The Proposal. The Proposal is by Anton Chekhov, who was a very famous playwright and a story writer of Russia. Actually, Russia is pronounced as Rasa. So let us talk about it. And basically, this lesson is the proposal. Actually, basically, or originally, I would say that originally the title of this play is A Marriage Proposal. So this is a one act play. It's a farce. It's a farce. Actually, the genre, I would say that the genre of this drama, it's a type of drama. It's a comical drama. It's a type of comedy, this farce, and which is about absurd situations, absurd characters, isn't it? And the main purpose, the main objective of this farce is hearty laughter, to make you laugh with elements of humor. So there are situations, absurd situations. The characters are also very funny, and sometimes they appear to be full, they appear to be stupid, and they create such situation which appear to be a comic drama, or very much similar to a comedy, I would say. This is farce. So farce is a comical drama with absurd characters and absurd situations. So basically, actually, it is a one act play, and it is by a very famous story writer and dramatist, playwright, Anton Chekhov. So Anton Chekhov was a very famous playwright and a story writer of Russia. So he was a Russian playwright and a story writer. And basically, the proposal is basically a marriage proposal. This was written in 1888 to 1889. So before I teach you this lesson, what is this lesson about? Actually, this one act play throws light on the lifestyle of the landlords, of the landowners of Russia in the 19th century. So basically, this lesson gives us the description of the landowners, of the landlords of Rasa in the 19th century. And actually, these landowners, these landlords used to live a life of comforts and luxuries, isn't it? They had enough money, they had enough, more than enough, I would say. So they had lots of property, landed property, estates, and so on. So they had their laborers who used to work on the farm. So they had the farm laborers, and these farm workers, these farm workers worked on their farms, and these landlords led a life of ease and comforts. And these landlords, they were full of arrogance, vanity means false pride, jhutha ghamand, and pride. And they also quarreled over some petty things, some small things. And actually, this play is about the tendency of wealthy families. Wealthy families means rich families, to seek ties with their wealthy families. Actually, and the wealthy people usually make matrimonial ties. They marry their sons and daughters with they marry they marry their sons and daughters uh, in the family of their same status. Means wealthy people marry in wealthy family, rich people marry in rich family. So status matters a lot, dignity matters a lot, wealth, money matters a lot. So the play is about the tendency of wealthy families to seek ties with other wealthy families. Matrimonial ties, that is called the tie of marriage, matrimonial. So basically to increase their estates by encouraging marriages that make good economic sense. So in this lesson we have three characters. We have Ivan Lomov, a long time wealthy neighbor of Stepan Chubukov. So Ivan Lomov, actually a young man of more than 30 years, he is healthy but he is suffering from palpitations, and he appears to be very strange and weird. Sometimes he appears to be very impulsive, and he is a landowner, and he is the neighbor of Stephen Chubukov. Stephen Chubukov is also a landowner, so both Lomov and Chubukov, they are landowners, they are very rich, they are wealthy people, they have respect and honor in the society. Uh, and so what happens that Ivan Lomov, a long time wealthy neighbor of Stepan Chubukov, also wealthy. Wealthy means rich. So both are the neighbors of each other, Lomov and Chubukov. And Chubukov has a daughter, only daughter. She is 25 years old, and the name of his daughter is Natalia. So Natalia is the daughter of Chubukov, and all three are quarrelsome people. Lomov, Chubukov, and Natalia. They are quarrelsome people. They quarrel over petty things, very small things, and the proposal is in danger of being forgotten amidst all the quarreling. But economic good sense ensures that the proposal is made, and after that, although the quarreling perhaps continues. So like that, as I have said right now, that this happens in uh, those families, and actually we shall come to know through this play exactly what happens between Lomov and, I mean to say, Natalia. So altogether basically we have three characters: Stephen Stepanovich Chubukov, who is a landowner. Then we have Natalia Stepanova, and Natalia Stepanova is the daughter of Stephen Stepanovich Chubukov. Means Natalia is the daughter of Chubukov, and she is 25 years old. Then we have Ivan Vasilevich Lomov, and he is a neighbor of Chubukov, a large and hearty person, but suspicious, and he is also landowner. So both Chubukov and Ivan Chubukov and Lomov, they are landowners, they are very rich, they are very wealthy people, they have respect and honor in the society. And Chubukov has a daughter whose name is Natalia, and this Natalia is 25 years old. So this is basically about marriage between Lomov and Natalia. What happens, since this is a story from the country of Russia, so there is something about a Russian wedding, a Russian marriage. So actually marriage is a union of two souls, as it is said in our country, in our culture, and at the same time it is also said that pairs are made in heaven. So what happens, what is marriage all about? In it's a tie, and what happens in rasa, what kind of wedding is there in rasa? So it's about Russian wedding. Now, actually, before we read it, that the word proposal had several meanings. Can you guess what sort of proposal the play is about? So, this the proposal, basically a marriage proposal, and it is a one act play. It is a one act play. So let us talk about whether it is a suggestion, plan, or a scheme for doing something, whether it is an offer for a possible plan or action, or the act of asking someone's hand in marriage. So actually this is about asking someone's hand in marriage. It's a marriage proposal. And originally the play, originally the proposal titled a marriage proposal. So this is the original title of the play. So do you know anything about a Russian marriage ceremony? What is this Russian marriage ceremony? Very interesting fact. So here is an article through which we shall come to know about Russian marriage ceremony. Preparations for a Russian wedding. A Russian wedding is very simple. It is said that Russian wedding is very simple. The planning only includes arranging for rings, bride's rings, for rings, bride's dress, cars, and a reception. All these things are very common. Engagement ceremony. Earlier, the bride's family paid for the reception. Earlier, the bride family used to pay for the reception. But nowadays, brides and grooms families, they share expenses just because of hiking prices, price hike. A Russian wedding lasts for 2 days. Their wedding does not last for more than 2 days, or it takes 1 week time, just like we have in India. Some wedding last as long as a week, and the occasion becomes something to remember for years. It is full of funs and frolics, full of entertainment. The necessary part of the wedding ceremony is a wedding procession of several cars. There are several cars in a wedding procession as it takes place in India also. The best friends of the groom and bride meet before the wedding a few times. The best friends of both sides, the best friends of bride and bridegroom, they meet before the marriage. They make posters, they write speeches, they organize contests, and when the groom arrives to fetch the bride for the registration, he has to fight to get her. Russians usually live in apartments in tall buildings, and groom has to climb several stairs to reach his bride. But at each landing he must answer a question. Something of this sort also happens in India. Actually what happens, but at each landing he must answer a question to be allowed to go up. The bride's friends also ask difficult questions, sometimes about the bride, sometimes just difficult riddles, paheli, and the groom must answer with the help of his friends. So for example, he may be shown a few photos of baby girls, and he must say which one of this photo is his bride. If he guesses wrong, he must pay cash to move ahead. After the marriage registration, the newly married couple leaves the guests for a tour of the city sights. The newly married couple leaves the guests for a tour of the city sights. They start going for city. They go out for viewing the worth-seeing places of city. And after 2 or 3 hours of the city tour, the couple arrives at the reception. And then the couple sits at a specially arranged table with their family, friends, and invited guests. And then the reception starts with toast to the couple. And then what happens? A wedding toast is a custom there in Rasa. A wedding toast is a custom where a close friend or relative of the groom or the bride says a few words to wish the couple. At first, they wish the couple good health, happy life, happy married life, and then everything raises their glass of wine and drink it up at the same moment. The groom is then asked to kiss the bride, and after a few toasts, people start eating and drinking, and generally they have lots of fun. After some time, the bride gets stolen. She disappears, and when the groom starts looking for her bride, he is asked to pay a fee. Usually, it is his friends who steal the bride. Then there are the bride's friends. The bride's friends also steal the bride's shoes, and the groom must pay money for the shoe too. The guests enjoy watching these tussles and continue partying. So altogether, I would say that these are the things that the marriage ceremony in Rasa is very exciting and entertaining. And usually, maybe marriage takes place everywhere. It's a common phenomenon, and but the traditions and customs may be different, but uh, what happens that anywhere marriage is quite entertaining, marriage is quite exciting. Everybody wants to be a part of the marriage ceremony. Actually, they are very curious. The people are very curious to see the bride and the bridegrooms, and the elders, they express their good wishes. They wish the married couple a very healthy and happy life. So all these things happen uh, in some way or the other everywhere. So this play, basically, this is a one act play, Lomov and Chuvkov, and this is the setting of a story is in Rasa. We shall come to know about the lifestyle of landlords who are full of vanity, who are full of pride, who have respect and honor in the society, and there are circumstances which compel them to enhance their social status and economic status, financial status by making matrimonial ties. So all these things happen, and it is a farce. Remember, it is a farce. It's a part of it. It's a comedy, I would say, with the absurd characters, with the absurd situations, and the main objective of this farce, you know, it's a type of drama. It's a type of comic drama. It's a play, and the main objective, the main purpose of this farce is to amuse the readers, to entertain the readers, uh, to make the readers laughter, to provoke hearty laughter. So this is one act. This is a one act play. Dear students, today we have studied about Russian wedding. We have also come to know that this is by Anton Chekhov, who was a very famous playwright and short story writer of Rasa. Originally, this play, the proposal, originally it is, the title of this play is a marriage proposal, and this play is a farce, and it was written in 1888 to 889. We have three prominent characters. Once again, Lomov, a landowner who is more than 30 years of age. He suffers from palpitations, weakness, and Natalia is a good-looking girl. She is also educated, and Natalia is the daughter of Chuvokov. So we have three prominent characters in this one act play, and I'll teach you the rest of the things in my next class. Till then, be happy, stay blessed, and that's all for today. Thank you very much. So, that's all for today, my dear students.